Welcome, everyone. I'm Bonnie Serratore with Spiritual Acceleration. This is the energy update for October. And this is a big one. October is blowing the lid off. Okay. Keep in mind, I'm going to do an activation at the very end to help you with this. So let me just talk about this. Blowing the lid off means the energies that have been buried in your subconscious for a really long time are now more able to start coming to the surface. I just want to back up and say, like these last several months, remember we had different things like the pressure cooker and opportunity, all these different things. These were all preparing for October. So what's happening energetically is things have been lifting, going through lots of stuff. Now what's happening is the energies that are lodged in those lower chakras, that first chakra, which is life, death, survival, the second chakra, which is also the emotional, sexual energy. These are the big areas for carryover from past lives. And now what's happening is because of all the different things that have been happening globally, energetically, the stars, the planets lining up, and everything works the energy of the emotional body. So now these deeply buried energies that have been really deep, that almost it's going to hit some of these fear places, where you're going to really start to feel the fear around. Perhaps it's going to hit that feeling of survival. A lot of the fear energy that you've lived in past lives, even this lifetime, are now stirring. I can see them. And what's happening, it's like truly the lid has been blown off that's been holding these energies down. Okay. So think about that. Think about your life and what you've been doing when things were uncomfortable. What's our tendency? Push these energies down, push these feelings down. When we feel anxious or afraid, push them down. That's our tendency. We just push things down. Well, what's happening now, the lid's been blown off. Okay. You're not going to be able to hold these energies down. I'm just going to encourage everybody that when you start to feel intense emotions, that you let the energy move through your body, because that's what it wants to do. Emotion is energy moving. Okay, it's energies that are moving. These are energetic frequencies. This is emotion. You want to let the energy move so that it can come out. Okay, just think about it. When you've got a lid on anything, okay, you put the lid on. When you're cooking food, thinking about cooking soup or a stew, you got the lid on. Okay, and what happens is if you got the fire too hot, the lid can pop off or it can get dislodged and energy starts spilling over. Okay. So have that in your awareness and just imagine these deeper, old, ancient feelings that haven't been coming to the surface. The lid's been blown off and they are going to come forth. Okay. So it's easier to take the ride. It's easier just let the energy move. If you're feeling terrified or afraid, concerned, worried, go into the emotion of that and let the energy move. It'll release the pressure out of your body. And it will also allow for these emotions to move out of your body as well. The areas that are going to be activated, again, have to do with those first and second chakras. Your survival issues, sometimes it might mean where you work or your finances, where you're able to pay for your home or your housing. Those structures are collapsing. There's energy that are shifting and changing. So remember this is what's really important. Whatever you are holding in your subconscious, okay, coming from past, if you haven't gone through that and released those wounds, then they're going to be activated now. Okay, so that does mean, like I said, there's going to be more worry about stability in the food frequency, the energy of food, being able to provide for your family, provide for yourself. There's going to be even more instability around like people not being able to pay rents. It's going to get more unstable. So this can also begin to create even more of that homelessness that's happening. And then also in relationships, the fear of like the energy of abandonments and betrayals and rejections that we experience in relationships, not just, friendship relationships, family relationships, but also our intimate relationships. There's going to be a lot of stirring of anxieties and worries and fears, confusions, those deep, deep, deep places that we've carried over where we're feeling that insecure, where we're feeling like we're not enough or we're not loved or we're not mad or we don't matter, we're not important, we don't belong. These are things that are going to be stirred up as we like taking that lid off. Okay, so it's going to get kind of intense in October. Again, it's really important that you allow yourself to let the energy move. Those who are going to try to put the lid back on to try to stabilize, because that's what we do, okay? We start to feel out of control. That's what will happen when the lid gets taken off. We're going to feel out of control. The thing we try to do is stabilize by getting back in control, stopping it. People, it's not going to work because here's, look, this is the visual I just got, okay? So you got the pot, it's boiling, the lid's kind of steaming, it's going to pop off, and it comes off. And then what you're trying to do is put that lid back on and hold it. It's not going to work because it's the boiling has happened. Okay, that's boiling, steam happening, explosion happening. It's gonna even if you hold the lid on, try to hold it down, try to stay in control, try to get a grip on everything, it's not going to work because even that steam is still going to come out. Okay, so you might seemingly thinking you're getting the lid on it, controlling things, but it's actually not really working. Okay, because I literally see this steam and energy coming out of that lid. Okay, so these are the times. I think it's really important that you understand this is the divine plan unfolding. This is what it looks like. Earth changes, new paradigm, more light. Again, people, the old stuff, the ancient stuff, the old ways are over, and the negativity and the darkness and the blackness and the heartlessness that we all have been living and contributing to. Don't be thinking you're not a part of it because you are. We all are. We still hold energy of resentments. We still judge people. We still blame people. We still act like we're victims. We hate people. We want people to die. It's inside of everyone, even though some of you might be saying, oh, I don't ever feel that way. Oh, well, let's just track deeper in your subconscious and lo and behold, there it is, okay? It's inside of everyone. Part of the problem is we've been negating and trying to act like we're different or that we're better than or that we don't have these negative emotions when we do. Okay. So now all this stuff, lids being blown off, everything's coming up, everything's being exposed. And that's what this time is all about. That in order for the new paradigm to truly come into place, where it really anchors in, it can't anchor into blackness. It can't anchor into greed and negativity and hatred and resentment and victim. Okay. So guess what? The new paradigm is much greater, much stronger than any human being. So whatever you think you're holding down and pushing down won't be happening. Everything's going to come to the surface. All the ugliness, all your greed, all your resentments, everything I've labeled already is coming up to the surface. Okay. The key truly to unraveling and not causing harm to other is to own it, feel it, surrender to it so that the soul has that knowing. So the soul literally understands these energy frequencies so that you can be done with it. Once the soul knows it, it doesn't have to keep doing that same old thing all over and over. The reason it doesn't know it is because we try to negate it. We put the lid on, we try to hide it. Don't want to look that way, don't want to feel that way, don't want anybody to know we have these emotions and feelings. We don't want the world to know or anybody to know other, than a few people are open to it. But most of humanity want to hide their negativity. They want to hide and pretend that they're much happier, much more loving and kind and gentle and forgiving and compassionate. But underneath, it's like here's this energy intensity that's just boiling right now. The lid's coming off, people. So in some ways, we really want that to happen because think about this. When we have these dark places, feelings of resentment and hatred and greed and selfishness and victimization. It's a black energy. Okay. That energy keeps us stuck in the old paradigm, the old ways, the old negativity. Okay. So we want this energy to be gone out of our body. We want it out of our subconscious. So the only way that's going to happen is to let it move. Okay. The good news is that in the core of everyone is pure love and light. All this darkness is masking over pure love and light. Okay. It's covering it up. So if for all of us, if we really want to open our hearts, which is what we really want to do, if we want to open our hearts and have the compassion, understanding, and have community and have connection, and in that whole thing around separation, then we have to release and clear the darkness within. Okay. So everyone I don't care who you are, everyone has it. Okay. We've all got it. Now, rather than pretending we don't or not wanting to believe it, and not acknowledging it because it makes us feel bad. We don't like that feeling that maybe I hurt somebody, maybe I did bad things, maybe I caused harm, maybe I did atrocities. Oh no, I can't believe that. Not me. Okay, but yes, you, everyone. All right. So the more we start accepting and acknowledging the truth, the sooner we let this energy come out, and the sooner we actually begin to shine our light. And we begin to open that heart and we share the true gift of ourselves. And we feel that sense of love, love of the self. Once we feel self-love, we feel love for all beings. Okay. And we have compassion, we have understanding, and we feel lighter and freer within. So this is what's happening. The divine plan unfolding, I can tell you straight up, energy is going to keep moving. You're seeing all the earth changes. You're seeing, more tornadoes and hurricanes and earthquakes and volcanoes. This is all part of the purge, people. This is all part of, the old paradigm is shattering. It's literally falling apart. And it has to, in order for the new paradigm to start shining. Think about this. Anytime we have change, we go through crisis. It takes intense change for people to wake up, for people to make changes in their lives. If you pay attention to your own life and your own world, you'll notice that, whoa, there were little signs that gave me the pushes to make a change, but I didn't do it. And then finally, I got splattered against the wall. Okay. It's like then I was forced to face stuff, forced to feel stuff, and we don't really need to go there. That's why I'm saying when you start to feel your own fear, when you feel out of control, when you feel that worry, like, for example, like the thought of not feeding your children or your family or even yourself, that's a bad feeling. It's a horrible feeling. It's a terrifying feeling. But that feeling is still in you. Otherwise, you wouldn't have created it right now. Again, I'm going to remind everyone, we create our reality through our subconscious. Our subconscious is coming from the carryover of all our past lives, of energies that we've experienced, traumas and dramas, intensities, crisis, horrors, all kinds of intense experiences that we didn't go through. So it gets stuck in that, the soul imprint, and then we're doing it again in this lifetime. Okay. So if you think you're a victim, I'm going to tell you straight up, you're not. Okay. You've co-created this. And if you're in a state of survival, worry, and stress about feeding yourself, feeding your family, I guarantee you've had many past lives where you've done that over and over and over, and here it is again. See, here's the thing. Not everyone in the world is experiencing that. Not everyone. Got it? Okay, why? Because they got through it, because it's not the big energy that they're trying to move through. They got something else that they got to go through, okay? So for you, if you're experiencing any kinds of fear, you're experiencing lack, not enough, the stress, the worries of what's happening in the world, what's happening to your future. Are you going to have a job? Are you going to have a place to live? Are you going to be able to feed yourself? Are you going to be in a safe place when things start really shifting and changing? Humanities, it's like there's a weeding out happening. People are going to be dying off. This is what's happening. This is part of the purge. This is part of the shifting of the ages, the new paradigm, which we are all a part of. We've all co-created it. We've all come here at this amazing time on the planet that's never happened like this before. Civilization has completely collapsed several times in the past, and we're not going to go into that same kind of collapse this time, but there is going to be a weeding out of peoples. It's just part of that energy. The ugliness, the darkness, the victimization, it can't sustain that. So as we move more and more into that frequency of the new paradigm, darkness cannot live in the light. And that's what's happening. Just think about it like this. Like, just imagine you have this amazing light shining on this darker energy. Okay, this energy of, like I said, the dark energies, the greed and the selfishness and the victimizations and the hatreds and all of that, causing harm, atrocities, hurting people. That's dark energy. But you got this light shining on it. The light's going to keep exposing. Okay. So think about it like this. In the past, we were more in the Piscean age, that darker age energy, okay? Shrouded in darkness. Things were able to be hidden. All that darkness was able to be, undercover, hidden. This is why, they were able to create so much, human beings were able to create so much power over others by use of fear and also hiding what they were doing, hiding that they were taken over, hiding that they were teaching you lies and teaching you're disempowered and teaching you fear, okay? Like God is going to punish you, you're going to go to hell, keeping fear alive, okay? So that was able to happen. It's not going to happen in the new paradigm, okay? New paradigm, light, truth, okay? Reveal, reveal, reveal. So all this stuff we've been living is going to get dissolved. Shine light, exposed, shine light, exposed, shine light, exposed. That's what we're seeing right now everywhere, okay? And when we have these big experiences, like with the fires through the Hawaii through Maui, and the different all the different fires throughout Canada, and fires in our states, California, all over, and then also the volcanoes and the tornadoes and all these different things that are happening. These are all part of the purging. These are not just going to stop. It's going to get even more intense. But what's happening is, lo and behold, people that, your time's up, you're going to be in those areas. Okay, that's what's happening. It's the clearing out, wiping the slate, and it's going to get really intense. Okay, so October, blowing the lid off. It's a good thing. It's part of the divine plan in its unfolding, and you are a part of that. And I'm just going to encourage you, face what's within, go through it, let yourself just truly, truly unravel and clear whatever's presenting. In doing so, you shift the energy in your subconscious, and then you start sending out a different frequency of attraction. Remember that we attract, we draw to us, okay? So when we have these past life issues, fear about worry, stress, starvation, well, that's what we're going to bring to us, okay? When we shift and change that, then we don't go to the next piece that we're trying to unravel, okay? So in order to support everyone, we got some cool things happening in October. So the clearings are October is October 13th is feel like you failed your children. Okay, so this is actually kind of a big one, really, when you think about it. If you're not able to take care of your children, you're not able to feed your children, not protecting your children, you're going to feel like you failed your children. That's a big duh. And then on the 27th, we do have clearing the powers of darkness. Okay, this is kind of getting to that Halloween time when veils are shifting and changing. We have all these intense things happening, and all the dark energies really come alive and start messing around. Let's get this stuff out of here so we clear your energy field so that you're no longer being attacked by the powers of darkness, or that they're not seeping into your world. Okay. I'm actually excited to share this with you, okay? In order to get our Halloween specials, because we've got some great Halloween specials, you have to sign up for the newsletter. That means sign up for newsletter, get some special offers, for Halloween. Cool stuff is coming. Fun things are coming. So sign up for that newsletter. All right. So I want to do an activation for blowing the lid off. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to activate it. I'm going to activate the energy. So if you don't want your energy activated, don't do this part, okay? But here it goes. So I'm going to be activating those first and second chakras to help the lid get blown off and helping the energy to move even more quickly than it would if I didn't do this, okay? So I'm just going to take, yep, there we go. I'm going all the way down that first chakra, second chakra, activating, 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 bringing in the white flame, Holy Spirit coming in, activating, activating crisis, activating stress, worry, concern, fear, anxiety, activating. Stop, stop. All the way up to that second chakra, blasting, 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 white flame, white flame, white flame. There we go. Stop, stop. There we go. Stop. And now opening, opening, open, open, open. Letting these energies move up and out, up and out, up and out, 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 out. All righty. All right. So hold on to your hat and enjoy October.